Animal rights is my life's work. Uh, if I'm being honest, I ultimately have one goal, which is to live in a world where animals are not used for human purposes. Which I think some people would see as kind of extreme. But to me, I was a philosophy major in college, and if you look at ever since really the Magna Carta, or even going back like to BC, like the laws of Hammurabi, like there's been this extension of rights. It's the progress of humanity is extending rights further and further. If we were doing this interview and you were like using papyrus or whatever a few thousand years ago, noble people, like kings would have rights. Slowly it's extended. And now we pretty much accept all human beings have rights. And even animals are on the fringe of that. Like animals in our culture do have rights. They just don't have autonomy. And it just makes sense, ethically, logically, rationally, that all sentient creatures should have the basic right to their own will, their own life, and their own autonomy. It's where we're going. We've already begun the process. I mean, like 200 years ago, animals had no rights, and now they have a lot of rights. They're just hard to enforce, and they're not comprehensive. So it makes sense to me ethically, logically, rationally, but also I'm offended by unnecessary suffering, as I think most people are. And that, at the core of it, is why I'm so committed to the cause of animal rights. Death happens. There's not much we can do to stop a creature from ultimately dying, because every creature for the last 3.5 billion years has died. Suffering, though, can be prevented. And that it becomes incumbent upon us to not cause suffering. If you don't have to cause suffering, why cause suffering?